Sorry about that. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, SteelerNation? Sorry about that pause right there. I was looking down at the stream here. I usually follow it on my phone. And yeah. What's happening? What's happening, folks? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the latest episode of Terrible Town Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, live from the Steel Basement. I told y'all last week that you would see me back there this week, but it's not gonna happen. I'm probably gonna do it next week. Yeah, because I gotta get the lighting and stuff situated. I need to get another bright white light to allow me to sit back there, because when I sit way back there, unless I have my hat on backwards, the light doesn't really, So next week, I'll probably be sitting, like I said, back there, and I'll be presenting the show from that perspective. Just couldn't get to it this week. So how's everybody doing, man? Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you're feeling lovely. Steelers are sitting at 2-1. And yeah, early part of the season, first quarter of the season. We will assess the season in full, I guess, after next week, after the first 4 games, and kind of figure out how we feel about the team. And like I said, guys, I usually have my perspective of the team after about 6 to 7 weeks. And yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. I'm feeling good too as far as fantasy. I told you guys this was my first year really playing. I'm 3-0. Man, can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that. I went into last night's game beating my opponent. Well, ahead of my opponent. I was 60-58. Very low scoring, right? 60-58. He had T. Higgins. I had Tutu Atwell and Jalen Hurts. And I was able to pull out the victory. I want to say it was 94-58, something like that. But anyway, feeling good about that as well. But what's up to everybody, man? Let's go ahead and jump right in here and read the early commenters. Throw the timer up there, and in case we get that far. Let's see what we got. Who's in here? Who's in here? Who's in here? Who's in here? Who's in the queue? Hello, Miss Lanisha. Lanisha in the building. Hello, Miss Lady. Appreciate you coming through like you always do. Welcome, welcome, welcome. No 412, Rail Facts, Mark Cunningham, Joshua Shields, Dietrich Bundick. Who else? Looks like y'all were the early birds. Mr. Elman, Tristan Cooper, Wide Diggy, Father-in-law in the building, Sasquatch, Vista Light. Hello, Destiny. What's going on, Destiny, man? Fellas, make sure y'all take the time out to say hello to our lovely, lovely ladies in the chat. Both Destiny and Lanisha in here early. Ron Simpson Gaming, Eric Walker. Few late nights, Jeremy Johnson, Wave Dave. Who else? We'll read a few more. Laura. Hello, Laura. Another lovely lady of the chat. Make sure you say hello. Hello, Laura. Thank you for coming by. We really, really appreciate that. And light skinned Jesus. What's up? Eric Williams. And we'll end it right about there. All right, let's get into it, guys. Listen, I don't have a ton to get into, just a few things. But I said I was going to start, allowing Tuesday to be primarily focused on callers. If there's anything, pressing that I need to get into, I will. I kind of give you, small, more of a recap of how I really feel about the game after the rewatch. And, it's always tight for me to do that because of my schedule on Tuesday. I'm not at home. It's one of the days out of the week that I have to commute. So I actually only saw the first series, really, of all 22. I was sitting there looking at a little bit of it as I was eating dinner. But I did get a chance to see the game again in the condensed format, but just not the all 22 footage. For you folks, and I'll say this again later on in the show, for you guys who are members of the channel, I will be bringing you that content this week. It will be coming this week. I'm going to try to set it for Thursdays. I want to shoot for Wednesday, but Wednesday is tough too. Those Tuesday and Wednesday are my commute days. So I want to at least give you a realistic expectation. I'm going to always shoot to have that out by Thursday. Sometimes I might surprise you and get it out Wednesday evening. But I'm going to have a more focused approach now. And I think what I'm going to look at in this particular breakdown is we're just going to look at Devontae Adams. We'll basically hone in on Devontae Adams plays and figure out what went on there as far as our coverage and defense. So what we're going to get into today, I'll talk a little bit about, of course, my updated feelings about the game, offense, whether or not they're showing some life, signs of life, thoughts on Levi Wallace, and then, of course, calls from SteelerNation. So I guess where I probably shall begin is just giving you my quick recap again in reference to Steelers versus the Raiders. Another slow start, if you will, for the offense. No points early as far as first couple of drives, if I remember correctly. 3 and out. 3 and out has plagued this offense. It happened to us again on the opening drive. It happened to us 3 or 4 times in the fourth quarter before we were able to kind of semi-ice the game, completing that 3rd and 2 to Allen Robinson. But even before that, the 2 series before that, not being able to sustain drives, man, allowed the Raiders to get in position, score, and have an opportunity to, make it a 1 possession game. And, you just need an offense, again, even if you're not scoring points, you need an offense that can sustain drives. And the Steelers are still not quite there yet. Very impressive drive, man, by the Steelers offense when that touchdown went to Pat Fryermuth. Outstanding drive. And again, I'm not just going to be results biased and say, see, that's how they need to do it every time. This is the NFL, folks. I'm a realist. I understand you can't do that every time out. It just, you know what I mean? I'm not expecting them to march up and down the field all game. I just want to see them sustain more drives. I want them to reduce the amount of 3 and outs. Sometimes you're going to face a good defense, and sometimes execution is not there, and guys are going to get you off the field. I understand that because we do that to offenses as well. But I just don't want to see so many 3 and outs. I don't want to see so many times that we don't even get to the 50. I don't want to see, like Tomlin outlined, pretty much early on in the game. I think he said the first half or something like that. When we had like 15 plays offensively. Like, nah, man. I want us to average, 7 to 8 play drives. Again, even if it doesn't produce points, we need to extend the time of possession if we can, just by a little bit. Give the defense some time and flip the field. That's really what it's all about. If you don't score, it's really all about possessing the football and flipping the field and playing the field position game. But when you're 3 and out, it just doesn't work. I will say this. One thing that was kind of impressive on the low is the Steelers' first offensive possession, right? It was a 3 and out, but if you paid attention to that, we got 9 yards on runs. 1st and 2nd down. Najee did a good job with bouncing outside, and for once, he didn't just crumble and go down. When the first guy got to him, he made 2 guys miss, got out to the edge, and it was able to contort his body and lean back in to pick up an extra few yards. And then we come right back. We run up the middle. Nice blocks there. It was a nice block I saw on my man. What's his name, man? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Robert Spillane. Got blocked pretty well on that play. Najee picks up another solid, carry. We're in a 3rd and 1 situation, and then we run that play to Connor Haywood. And listen, when I saw it, right? When I saw it, I didn't necessarily like the call. I thought it may have been a little too early to get cute right there. And what I mean by that is, getting cute and handing it off to your fullback / H-back / tight end. We had already picked up 9 yards on the ground. If you're just going to run it, why not just give it to Najee or Jaylen Warren for that matter, the actual running back? Not saying that Connor Haywood can't run the ball. We've seen him do it in college. But y'all understand what I'm saying? I felt like it was no need to get cute right there. No need. If you just gonna line up mano a mano, run the ball with your back, your big 230 plus pound back. And if they beat you at the point of attack, cool. But this is what happened. And I pointed this out on Sunday night. James Daniel missed the block. Literally ended up on the ground. I did see that play. Like I told you guys, I watched the first series so far on all 22, and I'll get to the rest of it sometime tomorrow. But James Daniels literally fell down. Excuse me. Literally fell. I mean, he was on the ground. Almost reminded me of Kendrick Green for a moment. Literally fell down, and that was the guy who got the penetration and was able to get to Connor Haywood, and the Steelers are denied, and they go three and out. So sometimes, guys, it is execution, right? You know, as much as a lot of times we get on Matt Canada, because I will say Matt Canada still doesn't always have the best situational offense, but a play like that to the naked eye, a lot of people probably felt like, man, why would we run that? Why would we do that? Fair. But when you look at the play itself, that one missed block, we only needed 1 yard. If he makes that block, or if he even just holds this guy up for a split second, Connor Hayward's going to get the first down. And I will show you guys that on the all 22. But like I said, I'm going to focus more so on Davante Adams. But since that's so early in the game, I will show you guys that so, you know, you guys can see what that's all about. Other than that, man, I think we had a really nice game plan. Just watching the game again, the condensed version of the game. We had a good game plan defensively in terms of stopping the run. As far as that pass defense, man, I still don't like how soft we play in the zone. I know it's a tough balance. It's a tough balance. You know, you can't always play tight man and you can't play zone every play. It's just, I just feel like our defense feels so passive when we're in the zone. I don't feel like guys play their zones aggressively. I feel like we give so much space. I mean, we make it very easy. You know, we don't condense the drops or anything. You know, we literally are just spot dropping and the guys on the outside are trailing. And it's just, man, how much room are we going to give up? And I know that without even seeing the all 22. So I can't wait till I turn on that part of the film and watch how Davante Adams was getting loose. But a lot of the time, him and Jacoby Myers, a lot of times, man, we were in that super soft zone. And don't necessarily like that approach. But listen, they gave up 18 points defensively. Can't really complain about that in today's NFL. But it's just these moments, man, where we still give up at times these lengthy third down conversions. It's just bad to see, right? It's an eyesore to see how we easily give it up sometimes because of our alignment or how soft and how loose we're playing a zone. Couple other things that stood out, man. I think we talked about this Sunday. Listen, that kid Keanu Benton is gonna be special, man. He's gonna be special. Listen, our edge rush tandem has a real opportunity to be special. I mean, TJ Watt is beyond special, but Alex Highsmith is creeping on up there. And, you know, because, again, it's not always about the numbers. It's not always about sacks. It's just the pressure and the havoc that they wreak on the opposing tackles, man. Both of those guys, it's an incredible thing to see, man. It's almost like, and listen, I'm not even going to say almost like. It's very comparable, in my opinion, even though I think the tandem of Harrison and Woodley might have been a little more potent in its heightened, you know, at their prime, because at that time they both were getting sacks. But like I said, Alex Highsmith is getting to that point too, where I think we could very well start seeing a double-digit sack seasons for both of those guys if they stay healthy. You know what I mean? I'm talking about a tandem of them both having double-digit sacks. But it's starting to get to that point where you feel really good about both guys on the edge. And it's not just one guy that's overly dominant and the other guy is subpar. Nah, we have a legit 1-2 punch. Excuse me for a second. Yep, we have a legit 1-2 punch. Couple things that surprised me a little bit, man. I thought for sure when they brought up Breeden Fehoko is how you say his name. When they signed him off the practice squad, I thought the intention was to have him play. So I was very surprised and a little shocked. You guys might hear my son in the background. He's on the other side of the man cave playing his Oculus. So if y'all hear some of that, just excuse the background noise. Very surprised that he didn't even dress. You know, like I said, I thought that part of him being signed was to get him to get out there to help stop the bleeding against the run. But again, the Steelers did a great job in this particular game, man. They limited Josh Jacobs to, you know, really not much at all. And I think they did a phenomenal job. But again, it was a little surprising to see them not play Fehoko. So again, I always say this, guys, we never know what the coaches are thinking. It's hard to speculate. And that's why I try to stay out of that business of saying, oh, they're dumb. Oh, they don't know what they're doing. Listen, I'm not in that position. I'm just a guy sitting in this chair talking in this microphone, right? But I could say that, you know, something is a little puzzling to me, and that would be one of them. I'm surprised that kid didn't even see the field, you know, didn't even dress. What else did I want to come in here and tell you guys about? Let me see. I got a few more notes from the game. Was there anything else? I talked about this Sunday night, man, but you got to give Kenny Pickett a lot of credit on beautiful throw, man, to Calvin Austin. Beautiful throw. I want to see that play as well on the all-22, but I'm thinking they had to be either in man or like a cover 3 because there was only one safety in the middle of the field. And that was a great time to take a shot right there because I believe even just looking at the game film, right, just looking at the TV film, George Pickens was getting a lot of attention. So that safety back there probably was leaning more so towards George Pickens, which allowed, you know, Calvin Austin to get the space he got and split the defenders. He got past Marcus Peters and with no problem. But I want to see that from the overhead view to really see how it unfolded. But like I said on Sunday, you know, hate it or love it, I think Kenny Pickett put that ball right out there. Nice throw. You know, that's something that I'm always going to champion from Kenny Pickett because, again, the knock on Kenny coming into the league by most was, can he throw the deep ball? Right? And I think he did a good job there. You know, again, had a couple throws in that game that was a little shaky. You know, I think he needs to continue to build his accuracy. But I will say this, his decision-making was much better in this particular game. Like I said Sunday night, even the almost interception, which would have been a sure pick 6 by Marcus Peters, him and Connor Hayward were not on the same page at all. Connor Hayward's back was literally turned. His back literally was turned when the ball was in the air. So don't really know what was going on there. But let me stop myself for a moment and give a round of applause to Luis D. Oh, hold on, Luis. That's my Stream Deck program fooling me. It shows me that it's available, but then it's not. Here you go. Round of applause to Luis D. Appreciate that donation. Appreciate it. He says, not saying that I'm an expert at the quarterback position, but when I see opposing defenses lining up against the run, but Kenny does an audible, wondering if it's a lack of experience or coaches don't want him to do it. Great question. If you go watch Mike Tomlin's Tuesday press conference, he was asked that question. And he said, and this was very telling, he said sometimes he has the autonomy to do that. He said it's based off of the game plan. So what that tells me is right now they haven't unleashed that to him. Because that's an excellent point. I think many of us were saying that on Sunday night. Like, yo, it's like 13 people in the box. Check out of that. And Tomlin said as much. And if you listen carefully to what he says, you know, sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. It's based on the game plan. So to me, that sounds like they just haven't given him the full reign to do it yet. But I will say this, as I'm sure the coaches know this, y'all need to speed up that process. Because sometimes, I mean, listen, man, it's got to be ridiculously obvious to kill. You know what I mean? And if you see that many people in the box, you know you got one-on-one on the outside. I mean, if you want to keep it simple, have the guy run a fly pattern or a quick slant or something. But that was an excellent question, man. And yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said. So it kind of sounds like they haven't given him the keys just yet to do that at his leisure. So, okay. Let me see. And again, I'm only going off of what Tomlin said. So I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I'm just literally going off of what he said. If you guys go watch his presser, y'all hear the question, you hear his response, and you come back and let me know if you read the same thing from that. Let's see. Got to take the training wheels off him. You're right, Destiny. You got to. Let's see. Where else was I at? I was talking about Kenny. Yeah, like I said, man, him and Connor Haywood weren't on the same page. So I'm not going to overreact about that one. Again, haven't watched the entire All 22 yet. I will be doing that. So for a lot of you lucky, I guess I would say I'm the lucky one if you guys have joined the channel. But you all who have joined the channel will have access to the All 22. And I'll talk a little more about it on there. Because like I said, I want to try to, just as an aside, I want to try to be more focused on the All 22. I don't feel like it's as beneficial the way I've been. I mean, some of y'all say y'all love it, but it's kind of like me just cutting on the film and we going through it. I want to make it a little more focused. So each time we watch it, we know exactly what we're looking at. We can go to these specific options. You know, it takes a little bit longer for me to edit, but I think it's more effective if I'm like, all right, today we're going to focus on looking at just offensive line. In this particular episode, we're going to look at just the secondary. Like I said, this week, I want to see how did Devontae Adams keep getting loose like that. That's going to be our focal point, but I will sprinkle in a few more plays here and there. What else? What's up, Steeler? Steel City Film Room, my man in the building again. Appreciate you. Let's see. And like I said, guys, I'm not promoting or anything like that, but the only ones who will be able to see all 22 is if you are a member of the channel, not a subscriber, a member. Completely transparent as to why I do that. Cannot show NFL footage on the channel and monetize it. I'm not ashamed to say, yes, I monetize my channel because it's my time and effort. Of course, I want to get paid for everything I do on YouTube. So as a way for me to get around that, that is customized, personalized content that I give to those who are members of the channel who pay a monthly fee. And there you go. Kind of evens out some sort of way. Let's see. I think that's about all I have before I get into Levi Wallace. Looking at my notes. Yeah, Keanu Benton, man. Excellent guy, man. He's coming along very well. Oh, I did want to talk again about that Minka hit. Come on, man. Still trash. I still think that was trash. Hold on, guys, real quick. My son can't even hear me. Y'all tell me, can y'all hear him in the background? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear him. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. But if y'all can hear him, I'm just going to tell him, cut down the volume on his voice a little bit. What else did I want to get to? No, y'all can't. Okay, the mic is working the way it's supposed to. Y'all can't even, I mean, he is hollering back there. It was something else I wanted to get to before I got to Levi Wallace. I just talked about Minka. Yeah, that it was bad. It was bad. That was a bad call. All right, let's talk about Levi Wallace really quick, then I'll take some phone calls. Can I be honest with y'all, man? Do y'all mind if I be open and honest and transparent? Oh, hold on. Before we get into Levi Wallace, how many times was Kenny Pickett gonna get hit in the face and they not calling? I mean, seriously. And I'm not trying to be a homer. Y'all know I like to call it fair. My son and my wife will tell you, when I'm watching football, even if it ain't the Steelers, I hate bad calls. I hate bad calls. I'm always yelling at the refs, from the couch, even when I'm watching other games. But come on, bro. Kenny Pickett, I counted at least 4 times that he got hit in the face. Yes, it was in the face. In the face. Always got to throw a classic movie reference in there. It was in the face at least 4 times. And they called nothing. Nothing. And I'm like, come on, man. It's a guy looking. You're looking at the pocket. You're looking at the quarterback. How do you miss that? It's crazy. It was crazy, man. I did not like it. It was in the face. Yeah. Did not like that. But all right, man. Let's talk a little bit about Levi Wallace. I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. I don't know what to think about Levi Wallace. I like Levi Wallace to a degree. I think he played well last year. But y'all know I've already been having my concerns with Levi Wallace early this year. And I hope the trend doesn't continue. Just happened to be in the right place to get the interceptions. That was a great interception to end the game. Keeping his feet in bounds. And it was a good interception, the first one he got, even though the ball was, a little thrown behind the target because pressure from TJ and whatnot. But still, I don't feel like Levi Wallace is showing consistent coverage skills. And here's the question. I don't know if it's Levi Wallace or if it's more of that soft drop zone coverage that we keep running. You know what I mean? That's why I said I'm torn. And I would love to hear your thoughts, Steel City, because I know how you look at, the details, like a few of us here do as well. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. I do think both him and Patrick Peterson, their reaction time seems a bit slow, especially Pat Pete. Pat Pete at times just looks slow out there. He does. And again, I'm not expecting much from Pat Pete, man. Listen, the Hall of Fame career has been an excellent NFL cornerback. He's 33, right? So I'm not expecting him to be quick, fast like the young boys out there. But yeah, man, I don't know. Pat Pete is probably age more than anything else, but I feel like Levi Wallace ain't doing much better. But again, is it them or the scheme? Because it's almost like they've been pretty much toast in man. And is that the issue? Have we gone back to having to play way more zone because of the guys we have on the outside? I noticed when Joy Porter Jr. Comes in there, we play more man coverage and he's up tight. He's right up on the receiver. I like that. But what sucks is it's too much of a tell when he's in the game. Is it too much of a tell when the quarterback can be like, all right, they about to be a man because he came in. So I don't know how to feel. I'm curious to know what you guys think, man. I'm curious to know what you guys think about Levi Wallace. And give me a few comments really quick before I grab the phone calls. I'm not trying to hate on him, right? I'm trying to be very fair. I'm seeing some inconsistencies in his play in terms of him being in position. Well, sometimes he's in very close proximity. He doesn't make the play on the ball that often, and the receiver beats him. But I'm just talking about those other times when he's in trail coverage or he's in zone. It just seems like they're so far off, man. Yeah. What y'all got, man? Somebody give me some comments. I definitely know Kenyon's thoughts. What y'all got? What y'all got? What y'all got? Anything? Levi Wallace is decent placeholder, up and down guy. I don't hate the guy. Yeah, I don't think I hate him either. Steelers card. Vista Light says, I think a better evaluation of Wallace will be week 8. Okay. TJ Pope says Wallace has to do better in coverage, like be more consistent. Yeah, it's a consistency thing. Yeah, Eric Williams. He says the zone has been loose booty. Yes, loosey goosey out there, man. Round of applause to Jameer Sanders. Appreciate the donation. Ooh, I see a couple comments I want to react to. Jameer says Benton also JPJ need to play the zone. Hurt, huh? So you just said Benton, and then you said and JPJ needs to play. Okay, all right, okay. It's a run-on sentence, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. So you're basically saying Benton and Joy Porter Jr. needs to play, and then he says the zone hurts Levi. Yeah, and that could be what it is too, man. I think it might just be because maybe Levi is better in man. But the way we're utilizing him right now, it's exposing him a little bit. And I know some people are gonna say, "How you gonna say that, man? He had 2 interceptions." But no, not when you really watch the game for what it was. I do think it might be that zone coverage, man. And the thing is, it might be because Patrick Peterson is out there with him. Pat Peterson himself even said when we signed him, he can't run like he used to. So clearly he's not the man cover guy anymore. So maybe that's why. And maybe that is having an effect on Levi Wallace. I'll give you guys another example. Y'all remember, and I'm going to test some of you guys' football acumen and knowledge. Y'all remember when Nnamdi Asomugha went to Philly? Y'all remember that? Does everybody know who Nnamdi Asomugha is? And no, he's not just the guy that was married to Kerry Washington. I don't know if they're still together. That's why I say was. But do y'all remember Nnamdi? Nnamdi was a monster out with the Raiders. They brought him into the Eagles and they ain't do nothing but run, man. They ran nothing but zone coverage. They ran nothing but zone with a man corner. They nothing but zone with a press man corner. And Nnamdi was getting cooked in Philly. I mean, cooked. I mean, he was getting cooked like the best breakfast you ever had, bro. But that wasn't his strong suit. That's what it kind of reminds me of. It could be a combination of that. I don't know. But round of applause to Jameer as well as Luis D for more donations. Appreciate you guys. Benton to me is the future All-Pro guy. That being said, in my opinion, he should be the starting over Leal. Do you agree? Yes and no. Leal, right now, Leal is probably more of what they want to go with in terms of sub package. Probably playing Benton a little more at traditional nose. And Leal, it might be a little more versatile. So I'm not ready to say that he should start over Leal, but let's keep an eye on that because Benton is showing up. Leal has had some moments as well, but let me tell you who else is showing up. Montravius Adams. Man, Adams was all in the backfield in that game if you guys paid attention. He was, whoever that center that he was lined up over, even sometimes when he was over the guard, it was times they couldn't do nothing with him. I owe him an apology because I was the main one saying, man, we can't go into the season with this guy as the only guys. My bad, Montravius. My bad. So it's going to be hard to get him off the field in base. So that's why I'm saying Leal and Benton, that's a good question. But right now, I believe you're seeing both of those guys play because Cam Hayward is down. So But we'll see. We'll see, which one rises to the top. Jameer says Levi only played man in Buffalo zone is new to him. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And last year we played a lot of man, right? And Levi was fairly successful. So it's probably that. It's probably that. That's why I've said I'm not ready to throw Levi out yet, but just keeping my eyes on it, man. I think it's more of the scheme that's hurting him than it is his ability, to play the corner position. But I know some of you listening to this might not really understand that, but that's a fact, man. Like I said, Nnamdi Asomugha is a perfect example, man. That dude was a monster in the Raiders, and when he came to Philly, trash truck juice for the most part. Knight Rider Adams get off, man. Lord have mercy. A couple of times in that game, I was like, this cat is a fool out there. But that's all I got as far as me running my mouth, man. So now I will get to the phone calls. Let's see if we got any in the queue. That sounds like Baltimore right there. Yeah, for any of y'all that are from Baltimore or know people from Baltimore, sometimes you'll hear me do that because I work with people and know people from Baltimore. Even though my job is in DC, is that little accent that they got with the ooh, like the Q, to, do, so funny to me. Some of y'all might have caught on to that. All right, let's see who we got in the queue, man. Area code, first up is area code 973. What you got for us?
What's going on, son? Everything good?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it on real simple on the topic of Levi Wallace. Levi Wallace, it seems like with the system that we running with, it's really not for him. But I could say one thing about him: the receivers that we face, Devontae Adams, the guy from San Francisco, and Mari Cooper, they do that to any defensive back. But he always come up with the big play for some reason. And I think we going more zone because Pat Pete played zone in Minnesota.
Yep.
But, I like Levi. Just think about this, Tim. Artie Burns, Ross Cockrell, Antoine Blake. I'll take Levi Wallace all day long. I want to know your thoughts. You have a good night, brother.
Man, I'm with you on that one. I can't even complain. And that's why I said, man, I'm not throwing Levi Wallace out, man. I know people trash him. It's like, I bring up the question and give us something to talk about, but I think you hit right on it, man. It's definitely, he's not Artie Burns and Ross Cockrell. Remember when Ross Cockrell had a few good games and we got gassed for a split second? He ain't that. Levi has been steady Eddie when it comes to making a play. It's just that sometimes it seems like the zone exposes him, because like I said, even it's been times even this season where he's close. Remember like a week or so before I was saying, yeah, man, he's always right there. He just can't make the play. So it's not that he's playing bad. It's just that it makes it look so bad in real time in that zone. Shout outs to Leonard Green, man. He said, that's how we do. Listen, man, I love accents. I really do. I love accents, man, when people are from different parts of the world and the country. I think it shows character. You know what I mean? Like, I really love it. I really love it. It's cool, man. It's cool. Wow, we got a lot of calls in the queue, guys. So at the amount that's in there, I don't know if I'm going to get to them all, but like I said, I got to always say this just in case. If you want to guarantee an answer, drop a super chat in the chat. Put your area code in there so I know it's you. Other than that, you may risk the chance of me not getting to the call. But let me move quickly. Area code 470. What you got for us?
Hi. So what do you think we need to do to get our offense the next level up? Because looking at the first 3 games, our offense is not playing where we need to get it to at least get to the playoffs.
All right. Thank you for the call. I appreciate that. That's one of our younger callers that has called before. I really appreciate that, you being in tune Not only to the sport, but to me. That's very humbling and flattering. What they really need to do is a little more of what we saw Sunday night in the run game. They definitely, and I can't wait to watch the film in full, but I know Chris Collinsworth pointed it out, so I looked at a few of the plays when I rewatched the game, not the all 22, but just the condensed version of the TV tape. And we were doing more combo blocking, more double teams, more double team and getting to the next level, and it was opening up more space. So that's one. Get back to that smash mouth style that seems to work with those type of blockers. I saw times when Siamalu was putting dudes in the dirt. Maybe the zone blocking isn't quite working for them yet. We saw a better running performance when they went back to just mauling run blocking, combo blocks, double team blocks, and guys getting to the next level. So that's number one. And keep the balance. Keep the balance. So in order for us to get our offense going the way our offense is going to work, I think we need more of those sprint outs. Move the pocket for Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett does pretty well when he's on the move. Don't let Kenny Pickett be a sitting duck right now. Might not necessarily be a strong suit to just sit in the pocket. Think he gets a little antsy when he's in there if it's not clean, and he'll make a bad decision. You get him on the move, it's easier for him to find somebody. If it's not there, he can take off and run or throw it out of bounds. You get the run game going, and it don't have to be huge, just 4 yards here, 5 yards there, 8 yards there. That sets up everything else. That loosens the box, gives us more room to run, and then when they load the box, we can step back, throw a quick slant, take a shot down the field, but just keep that balance. So that's really all they need to do. And I will echo what Tomlin says. It's just execute. It's really all they need to do. And he always says it's not, it's not a magical thing. It's not mythical. He says we just have to execute. And then when you look at the film, I agree with that. And Matt Canada, number one thing he has to do is continue to mix it up. Again, guys, if y'all get a chance to watch the game again, go look at that drive when we ended with a touchdown and Pat Fryer moved on the play action. Some really nice play calls in that sequence. That's what we need to do. Next up, area code 412. What you got for us?
What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
I just want to show appreciation to you, man. Like, the shit you be doing every week and the delivery you bring, I feel like you in my head. And I literally, bro, I was in Vegas in the hotel trying to watch your post-game shit, but I was so turned up, I fell asleep watching you. I fell asleep, bro. I'm not even lying. But I got a couple things. So this is true story. The dude was sitting next to me at the game. I'm going off on Levi, like off. But then again, I got to think that is like the guy said prior, that is Devontae Adams. Yeah. But then he started getting them picks, and then he got he broke up a pass. I said, oh, he's back. But yeah, it was a great showing, man. And I just hope we keep it up. And that shit is funny about that Baltimore, because I know all about them ooze. That shit is hilarious. But other than that, man, I think.
Oh, we lost him. Oh, we lost 412. Let me make sure y'all can still hear me, right? Let me make sure. I think we lost him. So 412, if you can hear me, we lost you. Okay, Laura, we'll catch you the next time. Can y'all still hear me? Just make sure you guys can still hear me while I grab this. Y'all say yes. Okay. Let's do this quick donation. God7, appreciate the donation. Round of applause. No message, just a donation. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. So let's go ahead and keep it moving. Get to the next call. Try to get through these as fast as possible. Next one in the queue is 951. What you got for us?
Hey Sam, what's up, man? Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Just 2 quick points, and I'll make it fast, man. The first point is, I know you mentioned it maybe since week 1, but Terrell Austin and Mike Tomlin, they've been having Mika Fitzpatrick, they've been having him playing all over the field on defense. And I know you guys out there noticed it, especially when you watch the highlights and I know the film. He's been playing in the slot. I mean, he's just been lined up everywhere. And whenever I see him in the slot, I get a little nervous because his skill set, his speed that he has, let's be honest, is greater than Keanu Neal and DeMonte Casey. So I would rather have him back there just in case someone puts the burners on and tries to burn the secondary back there. Why do you think that they're having him play around a lot more? Do you think they have a lot more confidence in KZ and Keanu Neal? So they're experimenting a little bit? That's the first question. The second one I got for you is more of a comment. It looks like if the offensive line can improve and show up, and I know that depends on Matt Canada, if he does his thing and improves, and when Deontay Johnson comes back, they're already double teaming Pickens. And when DJ comes back, what are they going to do with that situation? DJ might be one-on-one. If those two things happen and the run game gets popping, Calvin Austin is going to be free, meaning there's going to be some opportunities to really scheme up some plays to really get Calvin Austin in some open space. And that's all I got, man. Thanks for taking my call.
Man, thanks for calling. That's a very excellent point. If they taking George Pickens away, like you said, what they going to do when Deontay come back? Because you cannot lead that man one-on-one. He is the guy who can beat man coverage, his release, his footwork, route running, etc. It could be cool, man. I mean, it really could be cool for this offense. We shall see. The Minka thing, I don't like it. I'm really going to pay attention to that as well, too, when I watch the film. I just want to see if there were moments that I could find a success, especially when he's literally lined up in the slot. I don't like it because you know where I like Minka? Number one, in the middle of the field, because he is the center fielder. But also when we used to run cover 3 or even cover 1 where we run a robber situation and we drop Minka down, Minka would take away a lot of that stuff in the middle of the field. At least make the quarterback hesitate. And just think about how many times Devontae Adams was catching the ball in the open vacancy in the middle of the field. So I just don't, and again, to be fair, I got to go back and see on those plays, was Minka playing back? Because it was a mix throughout the game. But I just don't like taking Minka out of the center of the field. Do not like it. I think the reason why they have done it is because Minka does help with the run game and things like that. But I don't like when we blitz Minka. Why are you blitzing your best cover guy? Or your safety net? Why are you blitzing that guy? Don't like it. I don't like it. And I feel like it's going to come back to bite us at some point. But we'll see. Area code 651, what you got for us?
What's going on, Sam?
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I'll make it quick. I think back to in the preseason when Terrell Austin said that he'd have to come in the room and calm Minka and Patrick P down because the language they're speaking as far as what they're going to do in the secondary was higher than everybody else in the room and people were lost. I'm wondering, is that one of the reasons he's playing so close to the line and moving around everywhere? And is also a reason why what's his name? The other corner. It's not coming to me, but he had 2 picks the other day. But anyway,
Levi.
I wonder if that's the reason why Levi. Yeah, is that the reason why he seems lost? Like they're telling him something and he's not making it in his zone. Just like you telling somebody you got a 5-yard cushion you can play. People gonna play it different. They're gonna play around. They can walk up close to the line, bag up last second. Like he's kind of just standing there, like, I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I think they may be confusing him. And I think they're allowing Mika and Peterson to talk about different ways they want to attack on offense. And on defense. And offense not going to say no to him. So I'm wondering if that's one of the reasons. Another thing is, I want to see Austin get a lot earlier passes, those quick passes like Deontay used to do, to open him up to hit something deep. I want to see that a lot more because that first game he came in for Deontay, he went 6 for 6. I mean, he caught everything he threw to him, and it was a lot of short stuff, so they couldn't stay with him. So I'd like to see that. I mean, that'll be a really good thing. And I wanted to get up and clap for Holcomb on that hit on on Adams. Man, it was crazy, but it was clean. I mean, I don't know the last time I seen a Steeler player let up on a play where he could have took his head off. Because we will hit you. Like, that's the one. We're not a dirty team, but we see that, we're going to hit you. Right? You know, so, I mean, and then you had people saying it was dirty, and it couldn't have been cleaner if you put him in a tux before you hit him. So I don't know what people. I had to applaud that he was able to pull himself back. So, you know what? I'm going to hit him clean. I'm not going to get a penalty. I'm going to get off this field. But that's all I got.
Man, great points there, man. Really appreciate everything you said there in the beginning, man. I wish there was a way for us to get those answers. Maybe we will. That's why sometimes I be listening to, you know, I don't catch it all the time, but I try to peek in from time to time to the All Things Covered podcast. That's Patrick Peterson and Brian McFadden, which those guys are cousins. And they're hoping to just hear some tea like that. And I hate to say tea. Let me not go there. I'm gonna say it. That's you know, the ladies use that. I hate to say, oh, tea, but y'all know what I'm saying. I want to get some gossip, man, or some, you know, some truth from the player accidentally told on the podcast, because that's a great question. I just want to know some of that insight, man, and help put our mind at ease. Man, y'all are hard on Kenny Pickett. I tell you, somebody in the chat, I just happened to peek over there and see it. Y'all saying that man's ceiling is Taysom Hill? Taysom Hill? Wow. Okay. Let's move on. Area code 313. What you got for us?
Hey, what's going on, Sam?
What's going on, brother?
Not much. This your boy Duke from Detroit calling you again. Only thing I just wanted to give y'all, it's going to be real quick. In the beginning of the game, and with these slow starts, what they should do is run more drag and crossing routes. With the back flaring out of the backfield off the backside, and you roll Kenny, and you run it at 3 levels. One shallow cross, one middle cross, and you can go deep cross, and then that's when you can stretch the tight end. This is what will open it up, because everybody playing that 10 yards, and we just do those 10 yards and come back, and they be sit right on top of our receivers. That's why we keep getting these 3 and outs. Matt Canada in that middle of the field, if you just watch, when we got them touchdowns, even with the guy, I'm trying to think of it, the boy from Memphis, he got it on a post route.
Oh, Austin.
Pickens last week got it on a post route. See, that is sitting in the middle of the field. If he just run it at 3 levels, Kenny Pickett can take his pick. And then if they start falling back, going sideways, he can turn the corner. That's what I got for you. If they go to a little bit more of those crossing routes. Matter of fact, that was Tyreek Hill's best route, is that crossing route when he would sprint across the field, and we got the speed people to do it. Open up the field, and then guess what? Najee them, they're going to have to back up. Now your offense can do those, like you said, those double block combos, and our running game is now taking off. It can help each other. They just mix it up. Y'all are correct. If we mix it up, do more crossing routes. Them the hardest things to guard on the football field, especially when that guy coming across and then he run that person out of the zone and somebody coming right back behind him. That's what I got for you. Just hear your thoughts. Appreciate it. Y'all have a blessing. Thank you.
Man, I'll keep it brief, and I'm going to hang on that one point you said. Man, how about using Austin like Tyreek Hill? Like you said, them deep over routes. Man, he got the speed to do it. The offensive line got to hold up, though. But, yeah, just think about that. How, man, and especially in Kansas City, when Tyreek Hill would come from in that super deep over route, and Mahomes would just put that thing out there. You know, of course, you got to catch him in the right coverage to do that. But, yeah, man, listen, utilize that speed. And it was really good to see Canada and company take a shot with Austin. it was a beautiful thing to see, man, and it worked out. So I have nothing else to say to add to that. I fully agree with you, man. That made a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Hold on, man. All right, guys, settle down a little bit. Come on, Gavin. He says y'all just acting like some girls. Come on, let's not do that. You know, it's real men in this chat, you know, and they might take that as a shot, and then next thing y'all know, come on, chill out. We all can have different opinions, but don't get personal with it. Don't do that. And anybody else who might be going down that route, come on, man. It's a chat about the Steelers, a team that we all love, have a difference of opinions, but let's not go personal, man. Let's see. Next up, we only have 2 calls left, so I should be able to get all of the. Well, actually, we only have 1 call left, so we'll be able to get the last one in. Area code 864. What you got for us?
Hey Sam, this is I'm gonna be very brief with this. I think they should give Kenny P more leeway to change the plays, which we talked about this earlier, to change the plays when they put him 7, 8, and 9 in the box to a much more favorable play. And next, this handoff, when they run, he goes back 4 yards, give Najee the ball every time. That's a 4-yard loss. They need to trash that. That play needs to be trashed. That's all I got, brother. Have a good.
Man, I can't disagree with you there, man. And thanks for the call, by the way. I said something similar, man, on Sunday after the game. I was saying, do we think, does Najee affect the play calls? You know, as far as the playbook, some of the run plays that they call for Najee just ain't it, man. Now we didn't try to get him outside from what I remember in this game, but like in the Cleveland game, we kept trying to run him wide. No. And maybe that's the reason why they went back more to the combo and double team blocks. Because Najee's north and south. You know, when Najee tried to bounce it, he could get out there sometimes. Like I said, first play of the game, he bounced it, picked up about 6. But that's not his strong suit because he's not a fast guy. And he's a more of a big bruiser, lumbering type guy. So him bouncing it is more of him a stiff arm or, you know, breaking out of an arm tackle. It's not going to be that he's, you know, putting a nice move on and getting to the edge. That ain't his game. Jaylen Warren actually has a little more quickness. Reason why I prefer Jaylen Warren to be the guy even in open field, when you throw a quick dump off to him, I have more confidence that Jaylen Warren is making a guy miss. Whereas with Minka. Whereas with Najee, I'm expecting it to be he's either gonna get tackled or he's gonna get a stiff arm. That's just the back that he is. Still love Najee though. I think Najee can still, and I think he will be very productive as the season goes along. But they got to scheme it right. Some of those plays that they run to Najee just don't work, man. Just don't work. However, stick with that game plan we had on Sunday. That blocking scheme, that's going to allow Najee to eat more, you know, off tackle and in between the tackles. Just my opinion. All right, man. Almost time to wrap it up. So let's jump in the chat and see what y'all got. I'll leave you guys with the last comments. Destiny says, something I can admit I don't know, and I'm interested to know, is college quarterbacks' ability to use audibles versus NFL quarterbacks. Like, is that something he didn't do in college? That is a great question, Destiny. I don't happen to know that either. I do believe, though, it is based on, you know, particular preference of coach and, you know, and or coaches. Because, man, listen, especially here, like in Pennsylvania, and I would probably say down in Texas and places like that that's big with football, it's high school quarterbacks that's making audibles. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's more of is it taught for them to do it? Are they given the keys to do that on any level? I'm pretty sure there's college quarterbacks that check to different plays and call audibles. Like I said, I've seen high school quarterbacks do it. But great question when we're talking about Kenny. I don't know if he did that in college. I definitely can't answer that question either. Thunder God says, hopefully Kendrick Green is starting on Sunday. Oh, man. Yes. That should be interesting. That should be very interesting. What else y'all got? Reggie Reg. What's up, Reg? He says, Washington needs some targets ASAP. Yeah, man, I definitely want to get Darnell Washington more involved, man. Run a few more 2 tight end sets, man. You know, some 12 personnel. And, you know, let's see if we can get him going, man, because he's kind of the old forgotten about, right? Nobody's really paying too much attention to him as far as opposing defenses. What y'all talking about? Brock Purdy? Luis D, another donation, man. I appreciate you, brother. Round of applause. He said, there was some talk, if Denver continues to suck, they might start trading players for draft picks. If Surtain is available, they say the Steelers should offer 1st and 3rd next year. Would you be all in on that? I like the idea. Somebody said Najee and Muth for Surtain. Yee. Be careful. Be careful with trades like that. Right? Because now you talk about replacing Najee and Freiermuth. And again, some of y'all are saying, well, you know, Najee ain't doing much. Listen, look at the whole totality now. Najee and Freiermuth? Nah, you're not doing that. Steelers not doing that. A 1st and a 3rd. You know, I'm always hesitant to give up a 1st. Nah, I don't know. Maybe a 2nd and a 3rd. I'm always hesitant to give up a 1st, but I would definitely say entertain the trade conversation, but I don't know if I want to risk that much. I don't know if I want to give up a 1st. And you know, the big bad wolf says, man, we getting Surtain, F them bust. See, I don't, again, this is where, you know, I just happen to disagree. I don't understand, me personally, I don't see where you view how we viewing Najee Harris and Pat Freiermuth as bust. I just don't see that. I just don't see that. So I'll move on from that one. I think we as fans, man, we start calling people bust way too early. I think our definition of bust doesn't always match what other people consider a bust. You know, we want to call Najee a bust, but then, you know, all last season I heard people say how bad the offensive line was. So often last season I see defensive players in the backfield. Saw it a little bit this season already. We want to complain about how bad Matt Canada is and how bad his offense is, right? All of that. But in the midst of that, we want to say that Najee and Freiermuth is a bust. See, you see what I'm saying? It can't be both. The offensive line and the offensive coordinator can't be the worst, but then you call the running back a bust. We can't say Freiermuth is a bust because we don't utilize him the way we should. I will say this about Freiermuth, though. That boy can't block. Boy, I saw some stuff already. That boy, Freiermuth. Now I clearly understand why they went with Darnell Washington. Not only is he a tremendous talent upside-wise, but because of his block, boy, Fryer move be having some Olays out there. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But all right, man, give me a few more and then we out of here. And like I said, no disrespect, Big Bad Wolf, but again, comments like these, I just don't do speculatory comments, man. You said he's scared to put his hand in the dirt. I haven't seen softness from Fryermuth. He's shown his toughness in many ways. He just can't block. But like I said, just your opinion. You know, I'm you know. Real Fact says we are in an era where fans don't want to be patient with players, period. I blame Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. That's what it is, man. You know, you blame guys like Patrick Mahomes, but also blame guys like Troy Polamalu and Ben Roethlisberger. That is the reason why Pittsburgh Steelers fans like ourselves are spoiled. That's why. That's why you compare every safety to Troy Polamalu, which, again, the unbiased opinion here, Troy Polamalu will probably go down as one of, if not the greatest overall safety of all time. At least one of them. He was a special player. His IQ, his instincts, his ability, special. Same reason like I like to say Ed Reed, I feel like is one of the best ball hawks I've ever seen play the position at free safety. Those guys are special players. Special. Ben Roethlisberger, you don't usually see that. You don't see a guy that happens to come in and, you know, with the all-time defense and win all them games his rookie season and come back and win the Super. You don't see that. Have that illustrious career. You don't see that all the time. A guy that plays well that long, for that long. It just, you know, so because that happened, right? This is what happens by nature. Steelers fans think, okay, so when we have to draft another quarterback in the first round, he's going to be Ben Roethlisberger. No, it don't happen like that. The Steelers could very well go through 3 or 4 more quarterbacks before they find a franchise guy. If we want to be honest, it could happen like that. Kenny might not be the guy, but I'm not even sitting here saying that Kenny isn't the guy. I'm still giving Kenny time to become whatever he's going to be. I'm not calling Kenny right now. I can't call what Kenny is and isn't at this moment. That's just me. But you can do that with numerous players. It just don't always happen that fast. You know, even like that kid out in what's this guy? What's his name? Puka Nacua, what's his first name? Their receiver and with the Rams. This dude is having a phenomenal start, but it fits perfect. The way they're scheming him up in the slot, I mean, the dude is doing his thing. But that ain't every receiver. So what most fans would do is be like, see, why we can draft a guy like that? See, people never just take it for what it is. Everybody ain't going to be great. Everybody don't get it that quick. Puka Nacua, yeah. Yeah, that boy nice. He doing his thing out there. But I'm pretty sure, I mean, I ain't watching the Rams intently like that, but I'm pretty sure they're scheming it right. But I know Stafford is throwing the ball to him every chance he gets, and he's killing it in the slot. Something we need to pay attention to because we do play the Rams pretty soon. But I don't know. I don't know. Like Real Fact said, man, we're in a period now where everything is microwave. It's microwave. Quick. If you ain't do it for me in the first 2 games, you trash. Get out of here. Give me somebody else. That's the society we live in. All right, 1 or 2 more, man, and I'm gonna bounce. Wow. That's a good comment, Knight Rider. Knight Rider says, I'll wait until the end of next season before I'm certain on Kenny Pickett. That is a fair assessment. So understand what he's saying. Giving him a full season this year, a full season in his 3rd year, then we'll pretty much say, okay. And that's honestly, good people, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but that's pretty much what the Steelers are doing too. Kenny Pickett is going to be your quarterback for at least the next 2 seasons. At least. So count this season, count next season, and more than likely his final season. And what will happen is they'll either extend him or not. And that's why I said there's no reason to be sitting around. Man, they should do. They're not going to do that, man. He's a first round investment. They're going to give him every opportunity not to be the guy. What else y'all got? And again, I can understand some of you guys saying you would pull him early and all that. I'm just trying to tell y'all how the Steelers are thinking. It would be extremely surprising if Kenny Pickett ever got benched this season or next season. I mean, he would have to play horrendous consecutively. I mean, like 8 games of trash play before you see that. Pittsburgh Toddy says it takes a lifetime to be a master carpenter, and then you're still not done learning. Facts. And no, they not trust. What'd you say? They're not trust that. Let him not play good against another good squad. He'll be looked at. There's a QB class. Man. Okay, Mr. Malvo. Okay, if you think so. Again, I don't speak in facts because I don't have the facts about the team. I'm just going off of how the Steelers organization has operated. Folks, let me get closer so y'all can hear me clearly. Y'all see how much time they have given Mason Rudolph as a backup, as a 3rd round pick? Did y'all see how long Landry Jones was on the team? So y'all telling me that they're going to bench a 1st round investment for having another bad, my man said another bad game. But all right, why am I even entertaining it, man? I respect all of y'all's, I respect everyone's opinion. But come on. All right. Yeah, I'm saying, listen, like I said, I don't know how long it's gonna be. I will just say this: the plan is that they're gonna go with Kenny Pickett this year, even if he plays bad. They're gonna let him play next year as well. If Kenny Pickett were to be benched, it is my belief, based off of how the Steelers have always done things, he would be benched after having 4 or 5 horrible games next season in a row. And that's the only way I see it happen, because at that point, I think they will have seen enough. And I'm talking about him having a stinker of a season this year, and then next season having 4 or 5 games in a row. Then you might see them say, all right, man, he's just not it. And the benching is still, at that point, the benching is going to depend on who's backing him up. Just look at the landscape. That's all I'm telling y'all. Just look at the landscape. Look at the landscape. Now, I'll end it with this. Here's the caveat. If the Steelers draft a quarterback next draft, ta-da, that changes things. But I want y'all to pay attention to that as you continue to say all of this stuff about who they're going to bench and who they're not. They have Mitch Trubisky and Mason Rudolph as the QBs this season, with a second-year quarterback who has yet to complete a full season. He's not going to get benched for one of those guys unless the Steelers are in a position where they can potentially make the playoffs and Kenny's not playing well. But if you bench him, that means you've completely given up on him. And I do not think that happens in year 2. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to use logic, but I'll let y'all have y'all opinions. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. But before y'all get out of here, do 3 things for me right here. Like, subscribe, cut on your notifications. That's all I ask. Outside of that, I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. Have a wonderful night. God bless. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I shall see you guys Friday or Saturday for the pregame preview. And then also, again, channel members. I'm shooting to get the All 22 up and out for you on Thursday, possibly Wednesday, tomorrow if I get an opportunity, but being realistic, the goal is to get it up and out on Thursday. All right, I'll catch all of you guys later. Shout outs to my man, Steel City Film Room. Make sure y'all check him out, man. Again, make sure you check out what he does over on his channel. Good stuff, very knowledgeable, man. And again, I'm always going to promote folks that do great work. He's one of the ones that I watch a lot on YouTube, as well as off, what's my man? Off Production. I'm missing the part of his name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. That's my guy too. Chop it up with him sometimes. And, of course, Steelers Depot, man, for any news y'all want to hear, see, read about. If you ain't listening to the to the Terrible Podcast and reading the Steelers Depot, I don't know what to tell you. But all right, man, catch y'all later. Thanks for coming out. God bless. Good night. Shout outs to Def Comedy Jam. Peace.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.